Sometimes your prayer weighs as much as a dump truck, filled with all the lost things you have dredged from that place you were trying to rebuild a home. Sometimes it weighs as much as the ember at the center of the pit, mostly ash but still burning. Sometimes your prayer presses against your throat, and you don't know if you're supposed to spit it out or swallow. Sometimes your prayer hides inside the lines of your shadow. You give your prayer breath, and it blows the candle out without waiting for your wish. So you give your prayer the sea, and it kicks up sand and drags you into the surf, salt stinging the open places. So you take your prayer by the hand, and you lead it in for a bath. And it uses up all your best bubble stuff and leaves the tap running and all the towels and wads on the floor and a ring around the tub. So you give your prayer a lullaby. It croons over you. It makes a joke of the lyrics. It breaks into a power ballad. White Snake and Axl Rose and 17,000 Bic lighters all aflame for someone else's song. Just when you decided it's more trouble than it's worth, your prayer kisses you on the cheeks, each one twice, and looks at you with utter, guileless love. Your prayer whispers something in a voice you recognize but you can't quite place, that you don't want to place, because what would it mean for you to trust a voice that says, "Sugar, you are a blessing"? You try on your prayer, remembering how it used to fit, the way it gapped open under the arms and it held you too snug around the hips. You try on your prayer and the elastic is rotting. You try on your prayer and it bunches under the arms now and it falls too loose at the waist. You could stitch the seams into the shape of you if only you had learned how to thread the needle. So you put it back on the hanger and tuck it behind the winter coats. You don't give your prayer a name. It came with one, you're sure of it, but all you can call up now are the moons of Jupiter and tropical flowers and shades of blue. Your prayer has repeated the pronunciation of its name so many times you couldn't possibly ask it again. So you smile at your prayer and you keep a safe distance. Can't really trust it after all. Your prayer slept through the worst of it. How else to explain your bruised ribs and the scars mapping your skin? You don't remember it seeing it there when the roof fell in. It wasn't among the EMTs or the Red Cross volunteers, all of whom arrived too late anyway. So when your prayer limps its way back, you offer no mercy. But your prayer recalls the moment of implosion from an angle no one else could have witnessed, from 30,000 feet, but also from right there at the impact zone. Somehow, your prayer remembers more than you do and paws at the ground to reveal what grows up through the debris, what's hatching beneath the scorched acre where your old truth once loomed. Your prayer shadowed you, even though your back was turned, and it took a good portion of that blow. You begin to grasp that you are still standing because your prayer weighs as much as a dump truck parked at the entrance of your ravaged heart, because your prayer weighs as much as all the dark and light that make a shadow possible. Your prayer, it curls up at your feet now. Soon it will need water and a walk. Your hand, yes, your hand, the one that has fallen short so many times, withholding what would have been so easy to give. Your prayer still wants to feel that imperfect stroke. And although you've forgotten your prayer's true name, it will respond to any you use, even none. The shift is all it seeks. You turning towards it, that subtle rearrangement of molecules stirring in and around you, right before you find your voice to call.